I like animals, and I like dogs, and I partially like cats, and I also like babies. And when you combine those things together, then you get Too Cute. Once, I really loved the series. I loved watching it on demand on my grandmother's and my dad's TVs. But over time, I began to realize something. The thing is that the show is okay. Well, yeah, it does have a bit of good things about it, like, it actually it actually gives you a good clue of how animals grow. Like, it starts off from when they're born. Well, the first two episodes, aka the pilots, since they were released in 2011 with the rest of the episodes in Season 1 and some of the episodes of Season 2 being released in 2012, starts off literally with the mothers in labor. And then over time, the episode ends with the puppies and kittens getting adopted or bought. But over the last couple years, I technically faded myself away from Too Cute. It was mainly because of my bad imagination. I'll tell you more about it in future reviews. Probably a review where I actually show you what I mean, rather than it just being a podcast like this one. But for some reason, I keep having like bad imagination and stuff of like, like movies and stuff with these puppies and kittens in it. But I also began to move on from it because it's mainly because of like something very suspicious. Because some of the puppies' parents and stuff seem to exhibit some kind of aggression and stuff. Well, yeah, I know in the kitten episode, the mother, named Truly Elegant, was just trying to protect her babies from those two stupid pugs. But the only thing that kind of bothers me is mainly because, like, some of the animals' parents just seem to be quite aggressive and stuff. Like, there's this episode with, like, these Tibetan spaniels, and they don't seem to like the film crew all that much. It starts to kind of make me worry a bit. But now since I think about it, some of the puppies seem to be born from backyard breeders, I suppose, since some of the animals seem to exhibit some kind of aggression as well as being somehow kind of different than how the actual breed is like. There's this one episode with like Havanese where this black and white Havanese mother seems to be kind of weary or aggressive in some sort. Because I know they added like a bird sound effect, but it seems a little bit too territorial for my liking. And later on, the narrator actually keeps saying, like, since the puppies are getting older, the mother seems a little weary around them. And later on, like, once the puppies have probably gone a little bit more developed, the mother just rejects them aggressively just to make her puppies leave her alone for some reason. It's kind of suspicious because, like, once the puppies are getting adopted by their owners in the ending of the episode or those segments, there's like a couple other puppies in the background that look nothing like the puppies that are being shown. Yeah, I feel kind of suspicious about this. My studio art teacher had adopted a dog from one of the breeders shown in some of these episodes. Like, it's this episode where the Malamutes are born. Like, she told me that her puppy, who she had from that breeder, got aggressive when it got older. And it kind of makes me feel a little bit suspicious because, like, yeah, I remember that some of the puppies in the show, as well as some of the kittens too, are born from backyard breeders. But in a happier occasion, some of them aren't, actually. Some of them are born from show breeders, because some of the puppies actually become show dogs in the end. And some of them actually become show cats as well. But now let's actually go on to the review, where I talk about the positives and nitpicks. But I like to talk about the negative stuff first, so I'll just go on to the nitpicks. Like, I'm not entirely a really big fan of the narration that much. Yeah, the narrator can get kind of annoying somehow. Yeah, but my main problem with this series is that not all the kittens and puppies get focused that much enough. Yeah, it's like sometimes they're there, but they don't have any names, and sometimes they're shown in the end credits where they actually grow, but we barely get to know any of their personalities or what they do. And another thing that kind of bothers me is that sometimes, like, when they're trying to pass off an animal as, like, with a name or something, it can get kind of mixed up because sometimes the kittens and puppies look just like each other. It's much more easier to tell which one's which whenever there's, like, one or two of them, or once one or two of them are both in different colors. But, like, sometimes, like, when they get the names mixed up, because there's, like, one episode with, like, long-haired cats where the only female one has the name correct while all the males have, like, one of the males' names, and it just gets all mixed up. Another nitpick is sometimes they just skip over, like, how old the puppies or kittens are, because, like, in later episodes they don't even show the week of how the animal is. Like, they don't show how old the animal is. Sometimes they just go straight into the thing without the age. But I'm technically done talking about, like, the nitpicks. Right now I'm going to be talking about the positives. The main positive is mainly because I like watching animals grow. And another positive is mainly the reason why it was basically attached to the show in the first place. The music. There's, like, a bunch of stock music that actually makes me feel pleasured. There's this piece of music that I try to find that actually makes me feel just about as good as how I did back in 2012 whenever I would go past Rosendale as a child. Like, it just makes me feel so comfortable, and whenever I try to find it, even on, like, this playlist where, a playlist where it has, like, all the pieces of OST heard and too cute, and I got kind of sad until I randomly came upon it. The music's called Winged Clouds, and it just makes me feel like a child, but good. It just makes me feel so comfortable. I just feel sad that my world isn't entirely like this that much, and I would rather listen to music like this, and it's Raining Sunshine and other music heard in Cloud of the Chance of Meatballs, because that makes me feel unpleasant. But anyways, let's get on to, like, the finale. My favorite episodes of the series is mainly Puppy Power. It has basically the most adorable parts in this entire series. While my least favorite parts or episodes of Too Cute are mainly the parts, well, episodes that seem to have the most backyard breeder suspicions. But anyways, what I really wish the series is more like, I really wish it was more like a nature documentary rather than some educational show for kids that talk about or teach kids about animals and life lessons and stuff. Like, why can't it just be like Walking with Dinosaurs or any sort of nature documentary released by the BBC or National Geographic where they technically talk about how the animals are like without disturbing the animals? Like, why not show, like, domesticated animals, for crying out loud? Because, like, every time we actually get, like, a show that talks about, like, domesticated animals like cats and dogs, it's usually just to train them or stuff like this, or just documentaries about each breed. Like, why can't it just be something more like a nature documentary where we actually go and see the minds of aggressive dogs and stuff, or friendly dogs, or show dogs, or show cats, show everything. Like, why can't it just be something like a nature documentary? But in the last, this show is okay. Although I may not be going back and looking at it and replacing all my watching duties with Dogs 101 and Breed All About It and Cats 101 as well, while I basically try to restore my mind from all this other stuff that also basically made me weary of the show. Also, I may make a review where I show and record stuff. Well, anyways, this show is okay.